Утиные истории, понял, по-моему.
Fight camp go to waste. We will have a world title fight at 135 pounds. Josh Padley is 15-0 with 4 knockouts. Coming up, the biggest win of his career, a huge
We will have a world title fight at 135 pounds if camp is a complete failure. As fight night draws near, the boxing world is discussing Shakur Stevenson's upcoming fight against late replacement Josh Padley. What was initially anticipated to be a high-stakes showdown for Stevenson has now devolved into a fight.
Champ! Spin that work, champ! Damn!
That many view as a routine victory, though opinions vary on how exactly this will transpire. Josh Padley is 15-0 with 4 knockouts, following the biggest victory of his career. CH for that task, CH Kezin Davis, a fellow Olympian and one of Stevenson's closest boxing pals, has been irritated by the notion that this match is even being discussed and doesn't see any surprises coming. According to him, Stevenson is already far superior to most lightweights, and Padley isn't a serious threat. People believe that this is simply a last-minute fight for Shakur, but believe me,
defending champion Shakur Stevenson. This Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest, it will be for the WBC lightweight.
this is another opportunity for him to demonstrate the different levels of competition in the sport, Davis said, dismissing any suggestion that Padley was causing issues. Fighting for the WBC lightweight title against reigning champion Shakur Stevenson this Saturday in a planned 12-round match. Given that Stevenson has a reputation for controlling range and stopping opponents before they can even begin implementing their strategy, Davis anticipates that Padley will do the same. He cited the way Stevenson turned Edwin Deos Santos from a dangerous puncher into a cautious counterpuncher by making him hesitant for 12 rounds. With confidence, Shakur declared, "I'm going to make this look like a sparring session." Teofimo, if anyone knows what it's like to be written off before a fight, it's Lopez. When he faced Vasyl Lomachenko, few gave him a real chance, but he shocked the world. Lopez, who has been vocal about not wanting to fight Stevenson anytime soon, has a different opinion. He doesn't think Padley is a Lomachenko, not even close.
Lopez. Another easy fight. The problem with him is he's too delusional to go in the gym and fix his mistakes. So I ain't even gonna, I can't say it all. We're gonna, if Like I said, I'm gonna make that fight.
But he also knows that when the stakes are this low for one guy and sky high for the others, strange things happen in the ring. Another simple struggle for Lopez, the issue with him, is that he is too naive to go to the gym and correct his errors. So I can't even say if I'm going to have that battle. Shakur is undoubtedly elite, but I have personally witnessed upsets. Lopez stated that he thinks Padley's success, if there is any, is in letting caution go. In other words, if Padley enters the ring unafraid and lets his hands go, we might witness a true battle. If you think upsets don't happen, you haven't watched boxing closely enough. Haney, Devin, this is an easy win, but not the kind that will thrill supporters. According to Stevenson's long-standing adversary, Haney, who has discussed fighting Stevenson several times but has never reached an agreement, has consistently stressed that such bouts don't bring out the best in defensive-minded boxers. He thinks Stevenson will easily defeat Padley over the course of 12 rounds, but he doesn't anticipate any spectacular fights. Shakur is too methodical to finish in a hurry. Instead, he will neutralize Padley with his footwork, counterpunch, and defensive IQ. It will be dominant but not explosive. Stevenson is playing it cautious rather than taking chances to earn a statement victory, according to Haney, who had been criticized for his own lack of knockout power. Padley may attempt to make it harsh.
Step in and fight, so he hasn't fought anybody I really know that's notable. So Shakur probably still won't stop this guy. We probably still gonna see a boring fight, two guys who can't punch. So, Kid Austin let the hood down.
But only if the other guy consents. Shakur is too good at controlling the tempo to deliver a flawless clinical performance, so it would be easy for him to intervene and fight. He hasn't actually fought anyone I know. That's noteworthy. Thus, security is most likely still. Won't stop this guy. So, child, we're probably going to witness another dull fight between two incompetent fighters. Though he isn't explicitly foretelling an upset, Austin let the hood down Jose Rayo Valenzuela has a slightly different worry. He is warning against taking Padley lightly, because last-minute fighters frequently have nothing to lose and everything to gain, which can sometimes make them more dangerous than an opponent who has spent months studying film and getting ready. I don't care who you are. If you're not locked in 100%, a hungry fighter can ruin your night. Valenzuela stated that he thinks Padley has a kind of nothing-to-lose mentality.
Ring and be like, oh, I think I could beat him because he got out the ring and said I was the greatest fighter he got in the ring with. That was his exact words. He DM'd me, said, bro, you better than everybody I ever seen, this, that, and the third. So he remembered, how that sparring went. He remembered what happened.
That might make Stevenson put in more effort than he would have otherwise, recalling how late replacements have ruined top fighters' nights in the past, and pointing out how surprise upsets have occurred before under similar circumstances. Yes, Shakur should win, but if Padley begins to use crazy and unconventional plays, we might see him create some awkward situations. Shakur must remain vigilant. We were going to say, oh, I think I could beat him, because he claimed, I'm the best fighter I've ever seen in the ring, and he DM'd me with those exact words. Bro, you're better than everyone I've ever seen, he added, recalling how the spa went. Floyd Schofield sees it much more clearly. There is no substitute for a full training camp, and Stevenson has that advantage. Fighters at Stevenson's level, who has been rising to the lightweight division and has called out fighters like Ryan Garcia, believe that Padley's lack of a full camp.
Especially when Shakur said last week that Schofield was gonna pull out. Shakur said a month ago during the press conference he wouldn't be shocked if Floyd pulled out. And then just breaking, the Ring magazine is reporting,
is the only thing that really needs to be taken into consideration here. There's a reason why top fighters get 8, 10, or 12 weeks to prepare. He said that Padley stepping in late means that he hasn't had the time to sharpen up the game plan to get his body right for 12 rounds at this level, which will show very quickly. He rejected the notion that raw aggression could make up for a lack of preparation. You can want as much as you want, but that doesn't mean nothing when you're up against a world-class fighter who had been locked in for months. Shakur is too polished, so it will be biased, particularly after Shakur announced last week that Sheffield would withdraw. At the press conference a month ago, Shakur stated that he wouldn't be surprised if Floyd withdrew, and now that Ring magazine is reporting Ryan Garcia, who has said a lot about Stevenson in the past, adopted a different tack.
Regular fight fans, they have no clue who the hell Josh Padley is, and the fact that he beat Mark Chamberlain, they're not gonna care at all. That means absolutely nothing to them. But this
and is concentrating on the psychological side of the fight rather than skill or power. He thinks that the pressure on Stevenson may be more significant than most people realize because this is supposed to be an easy fight for Shakur, which is precisely what makes it risky. Garcia noted that he understands the pressure dealing with expectations, and that he thinks that sometimes the most difficult battles aren't against the best opponents, but rather against those that everyone expects you to defeat. What if Padley fails to fold? What if he begins to make the fight ugly? Garcia suggests that the fight may not be as clean as people believe, but he is not forecasting an upset.